Hi Group 1, my name is Michelle. Welcome to the Avana Arcana, where I provide intuitive messages to help you water the garden of your life and blossom into the best you possible. And today we are taking a look at what power and magnificence wants to shine through you. Okay, and so as you can see, I've already shuffled and pulled your cards, and let me show you what came out for you. You have Oshun the Magi, card number 34, and it says alchemy, transformation, change. Okay. And then for your tarot cards, you have the Moon, the Ten of Pentacles, the Magician, the Four of Swords, and the King of Swords. And then on the bottom of the decks, you have card number 43, Oshun of Miracles, Divine Synchronicity, Unexpected Blessings, and Hope. Okay. And on the bottom of the tarot deck, you have the Page of Wands. Okay, so Group 1, your power and magnificence that wants to shine through you, from what I see, is your ability to have faith and remain inspired in uncertain times while alchemizing unfavorable circumstances and situations into gold. That's what I see. Okay, so you are the alchemist. You are the magician. Same thing, they're synonymous, okay? You have the ability to take elements that don't make sense to others or that others fail to see the value or potential in and create absolute miracles. You are a walking miracle maker, Group 1. Your power and potential of your mind, your thoughts, your words can create worlds and circumstances like no other. So I feel like the power that you hold within your mind, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, it's a force to be reckoned with. If the circumstances of life send you into the mental and emotional underworld, Group 1, I think you will either make the underworld bow to you and be your bitch as you change the landscape of the underworld to better suit you, or I feel like you will conquer it and rise up from it and come back with spoils of war. That's what I see. I feel like you are extremely powerful, Group 1. And when others witness this, when they see you shift, change, transform, and alchemize, yourself and your life this way, you then plant seeds within these people. When they get to witness this, you plant seeds within them, and they now have hope when they once had none. They now are believers in what is possible when before you, it felt impossible. So I feel like show them who you are, Group 1. That is how you're being called to shine. That is what wants to shine through you. Show them who you are. Okay, Rumpelstiltskin up in here, turning straw into gold. That's you. And just so you can kind of get like a grasp on this, some tips I feel like that would help you with this is meditation, okay? Pulling away, quieting the noise of the world and the input and projection of others. I feel like this will help you because your power is seriously within your mental, okay? So meditation, pulling away, quieting the noise, disregarding the input and projections of people, because it can start to sound chaotic and feel chaotic, and this can kind of spin you in a loop. So, and kind of set you off course. And it can end up being a time waster, because all you're going to end up doing is coming right back to self, having to come right back to self. So remain self-motivated and self-inspired. Your thoughts and your self-talk remaining high is imperative for you, Group 1. Do whatever you need to do to keep your thoughts and your self-talk high. Self-enhancing instead of self-sabotaging, okay? Keep your thoughts and your words that way. So no over criticizing yourself and being harsh on yourself and downing on yourself, and or allowing others to come to you with their woe is me problems and their feelings of it can't get better, or this is just the way, like none of that. You have to cut all of that. Okay. Another thing that could help you is to not seek outside of yourself. Do not seek for things outside of yourself. Your power, Group 1, is within you. Your power is within you. Okay? Something else that I'm seeing for you, Group 1, is your need to be resourceful. Okay? So I'm seeing that here with the Magician. Your need to be resourceful. So use what you have access to get you to your next steps. Small steps. You don't have to make big quantum leaps, little steps, and that will prove to be cumulative for you here with the 10 of Pentacles. So remember, you are the magician, the alchemist. So you can make the most seemingly mundane things work for you. Okay? I feel like you can call on help from your ancestors, your angels, and your guides. Yes, you can do that. We can always do that. But ultimately, Group 1, the power is yours. It is yours. So you need to cultivate it, and you need to cultivate it within you, and you need to wield it responsibly. Okay? So when things happen in your life, Group 1, or the things that may have happened in the past that just seem daunting, and just things seeming difficult for no reason, or falling on hard times, or and feeling like, why does life have to be like this? Or no, that's not for you to do. You're not supposed to be staying down for too long or complaining for too long. Those challenges are where your power lies, Group 1. These things happen in your life to pull and bring that power of the magician and the alchemist out of you. You're not supposed to stay and complain about those situations. You're supposed to be proactive and self-sufficient in alchemizing those situations into your ideal situation. Otherwise, that power is going to lie dormant within you. It's not going to evolve. You're not going to get to your highest expression of that power within you, because every time something challenging happens, you buckle, right? And it's okay to buckle, but just don't stay there. Okay? You have to remember who you are. Yes. So, Group 1, what I'm seeing is that if you do this, you will create your ideal life for yourself. The money, the stability, the security, the peace, the harmony, okay? All of that is available for you once you tap into this power. Once you start to cultivate this power. Okay, so remember, self-control and mental discipline are key for you, Group 1. Hold your vision and take right action. Okay, that is your power and your magnificence, Group 1. Group 1, I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in another reading. Take care. Hi, Group 2. My name is Michelle. Welcome to the Avana Arcana, where I provide intuitive messages to help you water the garden of your life and blossom into the best you possible. And so for today, we are going to be taking a look at what power and magnificence wants to shine through you. Okay, and so as you can see, I have gone ahead and shuffled and pulled your cards, and let me show you what has come out for you, okay? So for your root cards, you have card number 4, Oshun overflows. and it says generosity, wealth, auspicious blessings. Generosity, wealth, auspicious blessings. Okay. And then we have the Eight of Cups, or the Eight of Chalices. We have the Sun. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Three of Wands. And then on the bottom of the decks we have Oshun of Resurrection, card number 5. And it says rebirth, transformation, and renewal. Rebirth, transformation, and renewal. And then on the bottom of this deck we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. And so group 2, before I get to your actual reading, your actual message, I did have something that came through for you, and it's that you are very, very loved, group 2. I was kind of getting a message that was like, you need to take some time to tune in and talk to your ancestors or your angels or your guides, maybe even all, but your spirit team. Take some time to acknowledge them and thank them for all that they do, because I'm getting that group 2, you're very loved by them, and I feel like you're actually kind of spoiled. I feel like they spoil you. You are probably not even aware of how much or how hard they work behind the scenes in terms of like protecting you and also shifting things around in the background for things to go your way in your life. Okay, for things to work in your favor in your life. There are things that have transpired and taken place that had a lot to do with them that you weren't even aware of. And you may have even been complaining at the time, but not knowing that things actually worked out for your betterment. Okay? So I'm getting that some of you may even need to go to like some body of water and just talk to them and just thank them and express your appreciation for all that they do and all that they have done and all that they will continue to do for you throughout your life. Okay, because they do a lot, and you're like their favorite. You're their spoiled child. They really love you, and so just take a little time, a little moment to acknowledge them and show your appreciation. Okay? And you can do this by paying it forward through being generous to others. You can do it through being kind to nature, the planet, feeding the animals. Just, however you feel called, just do that. Okay? But that is just a message. That's an off message that I was getting before, when I was like meditating on your cards and your reading, and that just kind of came through. Okay, so now let's get to your actual reading. So group 2, the power and magnificence that is calling to shine through you is your ability. Well, you have several. Okay. And one of the first ones that I noticed is that you have an ability to detach when needed, okay? You have this ability to cut things, situations, and people off and go your own way. And this might not sound very, important, but it is, because far too many people stay in situations for far too long and suffer because of it. This can be very draining on your life force energy. This can be very draining and harmful to your mental and your emotional state. And so you having the ability to know when to check out or know when to express your boundaries and let people know that you're not going to stick around for something, or even if it doesn't have anything to do with a particular person or people, just you being in a situation that you can tell right off the bat this doesn't benefit you or this doesn't work in your in your highest regard, and being able to then do what's necessary to shift and get yourself out of it and move away from it is very commendable. Okay, so that is something that is very powerful and magnificent about you, because a lot of people, like I said, don't have this ability. They stick around and they stay and they take abuse or unfair treatment or whatever the case may be. They stay in jobs too long and they hate the job and they complain about it, but not you. Okay. Another thing that I'm seeing is you have the power to deliver truth in a way that moves people to want to change their life. Okay, you have the Queen of Swords here again at the bottom of the deck, and then you have rebirth, transformation, and renewal. So this is something that some of you have, the power to deliver truth that moves people to shift their life. So you may speak to someone or you may say something to someone and you might not even feel like you're saying anything that deep, right, or that transformational, but they walk away from you wanting to transform themselves or work on themselves for the better. And these people, they just kind of, when you separate and go your different ways, something in them has shifted. Okay, even if it's not at that definite moment, once you separate, they may think about it later on, something you said later on, and then from there it's like a seed is planted, or you have like opened up something in them that wasn't there before, and they will end up going through like a deep transformation or rebirth of themselves. And you may not even know any of this. You may not even know that this was due to you. And it's not for you to know that it's due to you. We don't need to have validation in these kind of things, okay? Just know that you have this way with words, or you have this way when you speak, the way you speak, the tone that you use, or, the words that you use. You have the power to shift people and change people for the better. Okay, so you have this way that you can deliver a truth to people. Another thing that I'm seeing, group 2, is that you have this, you are kind of like you have a metaphorical green thumb, or some of you may have an actual green thumb, but many of you have this kind of like metaphorical green thumb, or you have this kind of like you're like a metaphorical gold digger. Okay, now hear me out. Okay, so you have this ability to find treasure or value and share it. Okay, or you're supposed to share it. You may have this ability, but maybe before you weren't sharing it, you're being called to share it. Remember, you have generosity, wealth, auspicious blessings. So you have this natural knack to find treasures or value of some kind. Okay, and you are supposed to share it. That is how you are supposed to shine this light that you have onto the world, this power and this magnificence. It may sound trite, right? But it is not, because these things that you find, these treasures that you find, this value that you find, when you share this with other people, you actually brighten their lives. You actually prove to be helpful to them in some kind of way. Okay, this brings value and treasure to their lives. So this could be something as simple as you being able, you may be that friend that knows where to find the best sales or the best thrift stores, or you have a way of going into thrift stores and finding the most incredible pieces or the most incredible things. You are that person that knows all the good places to go. Okay, the best restaurants, the best vacation spots, whatever it is. You may know or have ties to all the right people or the best people for certain services or certain, just things like that. You are that person. And like I said, it might not sound like a big deal, but it is, because you just have these connections and you know where the goods are. no matter what the goods are, you know where they are. And you are supposed to share this with people, spread the goodness with people, because what may come easy to you may not come easy to other people. And you sharing this with them, their minds might be blown. They might be like, what? I didn't know that was, there. I didn't know this existed. I didn't know I can go here and get this. I didn't know that I could get this on sale here or whatever. You just never know how you're helping someone. That sale that you recommend or whatever, it may not seem like a big deal, but you never know what hard times that person that you share that information with is going through, and that was just what they needed to get what they wanted, to be able to prepare a meal or for their family or whatever. Okay, so it is a blessing. You might be able to do this professionally too, group 2, and make really good money from it. So if you are up to that, this is something that you can possibly do as a business or something like that. I don't know how you would set it up, but I'm pretty sure if you think about it, sit down and think about it, plan it out, it's something that you can do. Like, information is very valuable these days. Information is very important, okay? Especially in these times that we're living in right now. People need the help. People need the assistance. People need to know where they can get things done quickly or easily, or who could do it, or how they can get it done at a reasonable price or whatever. Okay, so you bring value to people in this way. Okay, so yeah, I feel like when I'm looking at this here, I feel like there's a way that like some of you could possibly package this beautifully, or in a way that is like user friendly, or in a way that you can simplify it for people who just don't know these things. But things like goods and wares, maybe even through like freights or something like that. Like, I just see you taking this and expanding it, like really like expanding it and sharing it with the world, either through the internet or like I said, like physical, like on ground or something like that, through like some type of like shipping company, or I don't know. Some of you may have a metaphorical green thumb, but some of you may actually have gardens or are very good with gardening, and you can expand this and share this in a way like donating to shelters, women's shelters or men's shelters. Like, if you grow fruits, vegetables, herbs, things like that, you can share this with shelters. You can do a farmer's market. You can also, like, I don't know, give to charities or something like that. It doesn't have to be the gardening, but whatever it is that you have or you have access to, you can share this to like a nonprofit or charities or something like that. Some of you, what you have to offer is knowledge and wisdom, and you can share this via the internet. You can share it through blog or a vlog or something like that. You can show your process. You can, some of you even have hidden knowledge, is what I'm getting to, and it's not something that's readily or easily accessible or readily available, and you can share this with others, okay? But you're being called to share it. And then for some of you, you are multipliers. From what I see here, some of you are multipliers. You have this way about you. I don't know if you've ever heard that saying that, like, if a man gives a good woman something, like he can give his woman anything and she'll multiply it. That's the sign of a good woman, or something like that. So as women, one of the ultimate powers that we have as feminines is to multiply something. If a man fertilizes the egg, we will produce a whole living being with a soul and a conscience, and that is just ultimate. If a man provides a woman with a house, she will turn it into a home, and she will provide all the fixings and the cushioning and just the cushy feel and the vibe of the home and the meals, and if the kitchen is not fully stocked, you could go in there, group 2, and come out with a full-blown meal and satisfy the hunger of everyone in the home. So you have this way you can multiply. It's kind of like that story in the Bible with Jesus feeding the people with the loaves of bread and the fish, and it was a very small amount, but somehow everyone was fed. You have that ability, You have that ability. So you have this way where you can take the simplest of things or the smallest of things, group 2, and somehow, some way, you multiply it and you're able to share it with others and bless others with this thing. Okay, so yes, group 2. Let me just see what else I'm getting here. Group 2, when you do this, when you share, when you put out, when you deliver in some kind of way, this is going to benefit you greatly. This is going to lead you to great blessings, prosperity, your own wealth, your own auspicious blessings, just through your generosity. Your power and magnificence, group 2, is your generosity, and you're being called to expand that. Expand it. Okay? Put it out into the world. Share. Okay? Okay, group 2, I think that is all I'm getting for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you received some kind of value from this reading. And if so, I look forward to seeing you in another reading. Take care. Hey group 3, my name is Michelle. Welcome to the Avana Arcana, where I provide intuitive messages to help you water the garden of your life and blossom into the best you possible. And today we are taking a look at what magnificence and power is wanting to shine through you. Okay, and so as you can see, I've gone ahead and shuffled and pulled your cards, and let me go ahead and show you what came out for you. Okay, so for your root cards, you have card number 3, Oshun of the soil. And it says grounding, stability, and nurturing. Grounding, stability, nurturing. For your tarot, you have the 5 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Page of Swords. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups, that's right. 8 of Chalices. And then card number 38, Oshun of Secrets. It says mystery, hidden knowledge, wisdom. Okay. Group 3. First and foremost, there's a little message before I start, just a quick message. You need to know that you are very well taken care of and looked out for and looked after, watched over by the universe. If you've ever noticed that things just seem to work out for you, that is not by accident, that is by design. I'm thinking that some of you also may, within your birth charts, have an arrangement within your birth chart where you just kind of have these auspicious blessings that come upon you, or times where it may seem like you receive blessings out of nowhere, but this is not out of nowhere. This is by design, okay? That these things come to you, or that this good luck happens to you. Okay, so just know that you are watched over and you are blessed by the universe. Okay, I'm not saying that you never have to work for anything, or that everything in your life will go right, or you will never have any challenges or anything like that. Not to say that, but you do have I feel like this covering, or this kind of like chosen favor, something like that, over you and over your life. Okay, so getting to your reading, group 3, your reading was a bit different from the other 2 groups. I don't know, I feel like the message is just a little bit different. So in terms of what power and magnificence you have, I feel like people in this group have this way about you that it seems like you have a knack for creating stability, structure, keeping things grounded, especially with your finances, I want to say like you maybe have some like goings on or workings behind the scenes in terms of your finances and what you're building, or the projects and things that you're working on and that you're building. First and foremost, I see that like you have this ability to remain grounded, focused, and steady in the midst of any kind of like chaos. If there's like a lot of rah-rah or whatever going around you, people being messy or whatever, even people trying to provoke you or antagonize you, I see that you have this ability to really remain sturdy in times like that. When people are throwing that kind of energy at you, you have this ability to remain focused and unfazed. Well, I shouldn't say that you're unfazed, because you are a human being. These things probably could bother you, but you have this way where you keep control of your emotions and you remain steady like a rock. So to the person trying to inflict this stuff on you, it may seem like it's not even fazing you. Okay, yeah. I also see that you are not one to go along with the crowd, or like, let's say, the masses. I see that you will maintain your own mind, your own level of discernment, and you will follow your own lead. You seem to do what you feel is best for you. You have a strong foundation. You have a solid foundation, Group 3. You're not easily swayed. You're like a rock, okay? And this is incredible. This is very powerful, and this is a part of what makes you powerful and magnificent. Because everybody can't do this. Everybody doesn't do this. Some people's emotions get them into trouble because they don't know how to control them. Some people's minds are easily impressed upon. So for you to have this ability to not be fazed typically by things like this is pretty awesome. Okay? But yeah, I am seeing that you, Group 3, have this way where you know how to, you see a different perspective to what most people see. And because you can see things from a different perspective or a different point of view, it's like you're able to get a head start or a one-up kind of, I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but you can end up taking a different path than the group or than what everyone else is taking, and you will come out the successor. You will come out the one with the victory, because you didn't take the popular way. You took what you follow, your intuition. I get that this group is big on following their own intuition and their own instincts, especially when coming to money. I feel like some people in this group may have families, and when it's coming to your family, you shine in a way where it's very important to you to set up structure and a strong foundation, a solid foundation for your loved ones, for yourself and your loved ones, and a life of security, something that is secure and stable. And you're also very good at nurturing, whether it's your projects or family. You just do this very well. You shine in that area in terms of nurturing your loved ones, those around you, people who you truly care about, and people who you know are truly down for you. You have an ability to make life very, very good for these people and for yourself. But I'm just getting this aspect of your reading where there's something like background, there's something hidden. So I don't know if like you guys have this way about you where you don't talk much, like you kind of keep things close to your chest, or you don't share what's going on with you, or like what you've got cooking up, or I don't know, it just seems like you play the background. You are probably even the type to disappear, or like maybe you're not going to grace people with your presence all the time. You kind of it's like there's value in your presence. There's value in your presence, and you don't just share that freely and frequently with everyone. I feel like you're off busy doing you, like getting your life together, okay? I feel like you have a big heart. You're very loving, very nurturing, but you also maintain boundaries. The energy between your heart and your discernment and your mindset seems to be very balanced. Group 1. I'm sorry, Group 3. I was looking at the 1 here on the Ace of Cups. Group 3. You seem to be very balanced. Like I said, I feel like this group, I feel like your energy is like a rock. Solid foundation. Strong. The hidden thing. What am I getting here? Group 3, yeah, what is it? I feel like this group this group's shine when I say like, okay, what is powerful and magnificent that wants to shine through you? This group, I feel like that your shine comes later. Why? Because in these years, in this present time, and in the years, following, I feel like you are busy working on something underground, like nourishing your root system of your life. You're like building financial wealth, building generational wealth below the scenes, behind the scenes, underground, secretly, quietly, not telling people your business, not telling people like what's going on for you or what things you have working in your life. And you're taking care of all of this underground, behind the scenes, and then years down the line, when people are now, like complaining about certain things economically or whatever the case may be, or you may see these same people years down the line and they're not doing so well, they may be struggling or something like that. You, on the other hand, they will be able to see a glow from you or just feel a different vibe from you. You can't relate. You can't relate with what they're going through, because now in this time you are building legacy, wealth, security, and you're doing it behind the scenes. So the people who now may be engaging in the rah-rah and the messiness or whatever, you're not really giving that much attention. You're focused on other things, and later on is when they will see how you were working in this time. And by then, you'll already be 10, 20 years ahead of the game, especially financially, like security-wise. I think security is very important to you, and it's security and safety and a strong foundation. Stability is very important for you to have for your family. And if you don't have a family, then just for you, okay? Yeah, everybody might be like screaming one thing over here, but you're over here like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna go my way. That's kind of what I see. I think you're able to see things from early on, how they may play out later on. So I feel like your shine, you definitely have power and magnificence that can shine through you, but I feel like your shine, people are going to see that shine later on. But right now you are nourishing and nurturing something underground. They may see little, signs of it here and there, but for the most part, I feel like you keep this close to your chest, which is good. It's kind of like how a mother bird will sit on a nest, and while she's sitting on the nest, you can't see how many little eggs she has in the nest, right? Not until when she gets up and flies. I feel like once you I feel like you've got a nest and you've got some precious eggs under there that you're nurturing and waiting for them to hatch some years down the line, like in terms of maybe your investments or whatever the case may be. But I feel like you have things brewing underground. Okay, let's see, what else am I getting? I'm also feeling that some of you in this group may have some access to hold on, a few things. There may be a young one around you, maybe one person in particular. It could be more than one, but there's a young one or young people around you who could benefit from what you know in terms of finances, to help get themselves where they can start early. You can share this wisdom or this knowledge with them in terms of like either security, how to set themselves up for the future, or whatever the case may be. It may not even be about finances. It may be something else that you have some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about. There's some young ones around you who may benefit from that information. Don't force it on anyone. It can just be for the ones who you see are receptive to it. Okay? Yeah. But I see that some of you may have some type of, like, I want to say ancient wisdom, something, some kind of knowledge or something, some kind of secret knowledge or something that you may know about that is not readily available, that you can use to your benefit, and maybe spread that to like a small few. I'm not really seeing here for you to like spread this out and like completely share this out like the other groups. It's almost giving that energy of do not just it's like a select few, okay? It's kind of like an elite few who you would share this with. Some of you, this ancient knowledge or wisdom that you possess, you could possibly earn a living from this or make money from this by sharing it with others, whether you write a book or something like that. Something that you've studied in the past. It's something that you've known about from before. It's something that's not new to you. You're being called to maybe revisit it, refresh it, go through it again, study it, refresh yourself on it, and then either apply it within your life or share it with a select few. Yeah. Okay, let me see. What else am I getting here? Yeah, some of this information will help some people or help you come up out of a difficult financial situation, because at the bottom of this you have the Five of Pentacles. So, yeah, the way in which you're going to shine is, I feel like through example. Your life will be like an example. And it will probably be an example for people younger than you, because by the time this light starts to shine and people saw what you were up to, it's going to be too late for the ones who are like within your age frame. So you will be able to help the younger ones. This is the Page of Swords. And these older ones anyway, these ones who are within your age frame, your age group, they seem to be a little messy anyway, so. Okay, so another thing that I'm seeing is that even if you have some long-held negative beliefs or anything like that, I feel like you're even good at being self-aware and not staying there for too long, and grounding yourself and getting back to a stable mentality. It takes a bit of a warrior nature to accomplish this, group 3. So I feel like you're very strong within. Yeah, but this information, it seems like it's going to be through some kind of underground network, or maybe the ancient wisdom or the knowledge that you have is something that is like considered to be underground or like grassroots or something like that. Some of you may also want to look into your ancestry and your family history, because you may be standing on the shoulders of some giants. There may be people down in your bloodline, in your family, who have had wealth, were very well off, or maybe even like some very well-known people or popular people throughout history. Some of you may even have are able to, when you go into meditation, able to access like cosmic knowledge or like Akashic, access information or knowledge from the Akashic records. Okay. Yeah, but a lot of this, the knowledge that you have or the understanding that you have, it's not something new to you. It's something that you have tapped into before, or maybe you've read about before, maybe you've studied years ago before, but you're being called to go back to it. Also, if there are people within your family or around you in your past who have not made the best of choices, you're being called to learn from their mistakes without having to repeat their mistakes. But the things that you're doing now, group 3, it is creating security, a fence, a boundary, a strong system, a strong foundation, a strong root system for you and for your family tree. Trying to see if there's anything else I'm getting here. Yeah, just follow your heart, group 3. Emotional intelligence is important. Stay grounded. Nurture and nourish others. This is one way you can shine. And there's different ways to nurture and nourish, not just through food. Maybe some of you are very good with food. Some of you may also be very good with gardening. And that's one way that you can nurture and nourish others. Hi, group 3. Editing Michelle here. I just wanted to pop in and say that some of you could also be very good with like ecological things, planet awareness, taking care of the planet, being a good steward of the planet, helping the planet in any way, helping to restore the planet, the beaches, that kind of thing. Just really being like an earth angel in the most, I guess, literal sense. Okay, so some of you may have that gift as well. But yeah, your shine in group 3, I feel like it's going to take some time, and you will have to put in consistent effort and a consistent commitment to this journey. And then your shine will come later. But yes, you're being called to pull away from any drama, any chaos, and stay focused. Okay, so I think that is all that I'm getting for you, group 3. I hope there was something of value in this message. Your reading was a bit different. I feel like, I don't know, it just had a different feel from the others. So I hope you gained something from it, and I hope to see you back in another reading. Take care.